Hi, I'm Ty Knight for TK24 Sports and you're watching Game Day Preview. And on today's show, we're taking a look at Norwich City's visit to the Emirates Stadium, taking on Arsenal on the 11th of March with a 3 p.m. kickoff, and this game is not live on any TV in the UK whatsoever. So what do you get from a TK24 Sports Game Day Preview show? Well, we give you the head-to-head, previous results, as well as the form guide. And most importantly, we keep on giving you more information as the show goes on. So that's why it's vitally important you don't skip any portion of the show and you watch the entire show, so that way you'll get as much information going into this weekend and thinking, yes, my team has a chance of winning. So you ready? Let's kick the show off with head-to-head. So as you can see, out of the 18 games that's been played so far between these two teams, Arsenal have been the majority of victors in this, while Norwich have not. But that doesn't mean that Norwich cannot come to the Emirates, rock up and take the 3 points. Now, Arsenal and Norwich are both teams out of form, as we will definitely get into at the latter part of this show, of course. Arsenal sit 20th, Norwich sit 19th. Both on 0, but the main difference is going to be the goal difference. Well, they're both on -9, but Norwich has scored 1 goal compared to Arsenal have still not even found the back of the net with the amount of talent that they have at their disposal. Now, why is that? Partly could be because of the way the manager Mikel Arteta has set up. The team have not responded to him. Well, Norwich have got a manager in there who actually make the players believe they can do more. And now, if you watch the games that they've played, yes, they've been blown out on majority of their games, but at least they've had some fight and some guile, and going forward, they've managed to score a goal. Arsenal, on the other hand, have looked lethargic, lazy, out of ideas, out of character, out of sorts, too much rumblings going on, and a bunch of players that have come in so far have still yet to set a precedence or a sort of stature to say, I'm here and I'm going to take this team forward. So, which way is this game going to go? We're not going to figure that one out just yet. So let's move on to the next part of the show. Of course, previous results. So as you can see from the previous results, Arsenal still have had the upper hand going into this fixture. But as we know, history, you can look at that and say, you know what? Based on these results, I'm going to put it down to an Arsenal win. But in this case, we can't say that. Again, going back to the previous part, when we're talking about the head-to-head form guide going into this, Arsenal have still yet to score a goal. Yes, they may have scored some behind closed doors against Brentford. They've had some lethargic performances in pre-season, and it seems those bad performances have come into this season. Whereas Norwich, you could turn around and say, well, they've been playing the big boys from the start, and this is their 4th test against a big team. Now, just because Arsenal are in all sorts of dire straits does not remove them from being a big team. It just means they're a team that's still figuring themselves out, well, I guess for the last 12 years. But, okay, bear with me here. This is not a slagging off match here for Arsenal. What we're trying to say is Norwich have a perfect chance of actually getting the first 3 points of the season. Should Arsenal lose this game, who knows what's going to happen afterwards? Is there going to be riots in the stadium? Are seats going to be just chucked onto the pitch? Is there going to be more abuse online, on Twitter and so forth? I hope not. I hope Arsenal fans can just be gracious enough to think, do you know what? It's just time to remove the manager. Even though that's what Arsenal fans have been begging for and crying out for since the start of this season, and actually since they got knocked out to Villarreal last year in the Europa League. But anyway, back to this. Previous results. It does show that Arsenal have had the upper hand over Norwich over previous seasons. But that does not mean Norwich will take all 3 points. In fact, both teams are such in dire straits, it could actually end up in a draw. But have I come to that conclusion as of yet? Not yet. But Arsenal and Norwich fans, what's your thoughts? You know, if you're an Arsenal fan, put like the cannon in the description below. If you're going to start thinking of, you know what, we're definitely going to win, just put the cannon. If you think, just put a canary if you can for the Norwich team, if you think your team's going to win. That sort of interaction is great. We don't do abuse here. We just want to have a bit of fun and see how many cannons and how many canaries we can have in the comments below to determine what you think the team's going to win. So let's move on to the next part of the show, the form guide. Now here we are. You could see, we've said it already, both teams bottom of the table, 20th and 19th. The main difference is Norwich has scored a goal, Arsenal have not. So what is going to happen? What portion of this game is going to be won? Is it going to be won already right now on a Friday? Is it going to be then won on a Saturday on game day? Is it going to be won in the tunnel? Is it going to be won in the changing room? Is it going to be won on the warm-up? Is it going to be won through the fans singing and chanting? Both teams need a win, and this is how vital it is. You can't go 4 games in the Premier League and not forget about registering a point. You need a win. So both managers are under scrutiny right now, but I would say Arsenal with Arteta is under more scrutiny than what Norwich is. The difference is with Arsenal, they have a higher ceiling to be at. Norwich, no disrespect, don't have that much expectations. They want to be in the Premier League. They want to sustain themselves in the Premier League. But Arsenal want to sustain themselves of going for the Premier League title, being in Europe. And when I say Europe, I'm talking about the Champions League. I'm not talking about the Europa League, no disrespect to that, because Arsenal's been in there for the last 3 to 5 years. Arsenal belong back in the Champions League. They are an elite club, but they just don't have an elite manager. With that, they don't have many elite players. Now, they have good up-and-coming players, but then again, so does Norwich. Now, Norwich do have Pukki, and this guy can score a goal. But then again, Arsenal have Aubameyang, who should end up starting this game, so he should be firing on all cylinders. So when you look at the game and you look at the team, actually, I can only see a draw. I'm being honest here. Even though Arsenal have the better players out of the 2 teams, I can only see this being a draw. After that, would that still be enough for Mikel Arteta to keep his job should it be a draw? I've said it. I've clawed it. That both teams will get their first points of the season, but it's going to be a shared one with 1 point each, and that will still keep them rooted to the bottom of the Premier League after 4 games, and that is highly embarrassing, especially more for Arsenal than for Norwich, because Norwich has had a tougher time going into this rather than Arsenal. But anyway, if you like this portion of the show, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn that notification on so you'll never miss a game day preview show every Friday when we upload. So thank you for watching. I'm Ty Knight here for TK24 Sports, and we'll see you next Friday.